Hey everybody, it's Jen with Sail Ranch, and I am just popping in with an update about Chancie's medical emergency this morning, an update on Mama Ellen goat, and I felt like this would be the easiest way is to just pop in with a quick video. Dr. Martin came out this morning to assess Chancie and get some emergency fluids on board for him. Yesterday, Chancie was refusing to eat. He was struggling in the heat. Anytime you have a horse that doesn't want to eat, or an animal that doesn't want to eat, that's a big red flag. The temperatures we've had out here have been absolutely brutal. We have had week after week after week with triple digits, and it is grinding all of us down. Chancie is our very first resident of Sail Ranch 12 and a half years ago. He is 32 years old. He is a very old gentleman, and we worry extra for our elder residents, because while the heat and humidity is hard on everybody, it is extra hard on our older residents. And so not wanting to eat anything, his bowel sounds are very, very quiet. These are massive red flags, and any sort of GI issue in horses can become fatal issues very quickly. And so this is something we don't mess around with. We call our vet on an emergency basis and get her out here. So Dr. Martin, our medical director, came out first thing this morning, assessed Chancie. We did a test that checks for infection. It can kind of tell you, what type of infection, how severe it is, and kind of give you an insight as to what's going on. Chancie does have a mild colic because of the weather. He is a bit dehydrated. It is not severe, not like Mama Ellen was, but he's definitely a bit dehydrated. With his history of being elderly and his Cushing's disease, we needed to get fluids on board right away. We know by the quick field test today that he does have an infection, a pretty moderate infection brewing in his system, so he's been started on antibiotics too. Chancie was also given a catheter, an IV port, because he will be receiving fluids throughout the day today. We'll be monitoring him throughout the weekend and be able to give him fluids as needed. Although we do hope that after this set of fluids and the antibiotics kicking in, he's going to start feeling, hopefully a lot better. But we will be keeping a very close eye on him. He will be in his run, isolated from Gracie, so that, like Ellen, we can keep an eye on what's coming in and what's going out of him to give us a really good idea about the status of how his body is doing. So Chancie is stable. He's getting fluids right now. While Dr. Martin was here, we had her replace the IV port in Mama Ellen. We moved Ellen Goat down into the med barn this morning. For the last week, she has been inside of her barn up in pasture 3, so that on the other side of the gate she could see all of her friends. But yesterday her daughter Harper and her started head banging and pounding the gate. These girls are rough and rowdy, man. They are like, the way this mother and daughter play is so aggressive, and they love each other and they have so much fun, but they're super destructive. I mean, it's like bang, bang, bang. Their horns are red from the gate paint, and in the head banging and all that, Mama's port, IV port, was damaged, and so we have to continue to give her fluids. For those that are new to us, a week ago Thursday, Mama Ellen Goat became severely dehydrated because she developed a swallowing issue, and it happened to be 110 that day with high humidity, and she went down pretty fast. So we sedated her the next day and found that she has 2 ulcers at the back of her mouth, on the roof of her mouth, making it uncomfortable for her to swallow. So she isn't eating or drinking enough to keep hydrated and meet her caloric intake. So we have been providing supplemental support for her until those sores heal a bit more and they get more comfortable for her to be able to swallow. And so the IV port is very important because she's been getting fluids in the morning and the evening. And it's so much easier when you do it IV. One, it goes directly into their system, so it affects them like instantly. But also we don't have to keep poking them with needles, right? Because regardless of your species, getting poked all the time is not fun. So having that port is very helpful. It's much more comfortable for them, and a lot easier for us to manage their fluid. So anyway, we replaced that. We also began some antibiotics for Mama Ellen today, because we are starting to see soft signs, very soft signs that she might be trying to start an infection somewhere. And so just to be proactive before it really turns into like a massive thing, we want to make sure that we're covering her. So this morning was very expensive. Our medical fund has been battered this entire year. We have had so many emergencies. Cece's intake was insanely expensive. Ellen's ongoing care, CB's biopsy, now Chancie. Also, Ellie has been having a lot of issues that we've been dealing with over the last 3 months, which I've chatted about on our Saturday chats as well. And of course, Kid Rock. And so, you know, for those that have given, we appreciate you so much. Like, I'm one person. There's only so much we can do. It is your generosity that enables Sail Ranch to be the successful nonprofit that we are, and able to be a beneficial presence, not just for all of our residents, but others who are still waiting for help. Those that have given towards our medical emergencies this year, I thank you. If you haven't and you're in a position, we'd be grateful for your consideration. Of course, always, 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 the best way to help us is to become a monthly reoccurring donor. And you can do that on our website at sailranch.org. Sign up for a monthly donation. You can choose any dollar that works for you. Of course, this is only for folks that are in a position to help us. I understand not everybody can, but I do also understand that there's a lot of folks that follow us that are in a position to give $1, $5, $20 a month. And we would just be really grateful. It literally takes an absolute village to do this kind of work. And so I thank you all. Thank you for lifting us up. Thank you for celebrating the awesome days with us, for mourning the heartbreaking losses with us, and just walking with us as we walk beside our residents. I'm so grateful, and I'm so incredibly proud of my team and our community, all of us, and what we are doing to create a kinder world for all. I thank you guys so much. Thank you for supporting us at sailranch.org. Please continue to lift up Chancie and Mama Ellen. We've got triple digits in the forecast for the next 5 days. I mean, it's rough out here. So we appreciate your love and light. Thanks, everybody.